We are going to put this tile back where it belongs, and we are going to do it using some adhesive that also doubles as caulk. We are using this simple fix for ceramic tile. It is both a caulk as well as an adhesive. I wasn't even planning on using this. I didn't really even know that it existed until I got to the store. I had the mortar on me, was just planning on picking up some white grout, but then saw this. It comes in a very small tube for a reason. This doesn't appear to be, or it certainly isn't, a large scale project. It's just meant to be quick fixes for single, maybe double tiles. But the first thing that we're going to want to do is, I wiped off the edges of the tile there, and now I'm just scraping any excess glue or remnants that have been left behind, debris, trying to get it all off, make it as smooth and clean as possible. So wiping it out there, making sure that there's no excess caulk or grout on the edges or the ends of either the wall or the tile that we're going to put back into it. So cutting it open here, and you can see it's a pretty good size hole, so we're just going to lather this tile up with it. The back of the tube says that you need to cover 90% of the tile, so that's what the goal was. And that's what I think we did here, if not 100% of the tile. But I'm just using the trowel to scrape it all on to make sure that there are going to be no pockets, air pockets, or sections with missing glue, because the last thing we want is for this to pop off again. Now, I didn't have any spacers on me, but you'll see when I set this thing in that there's virtually no room for spacers anyway. So based on the current grout lines, it ends up working perfectly well anyway. I also didn't have any sort of rubber float to press this in, so I end up just using a paper towel in the square that I had in the toolbox. Wiping it clean now before we put any additional caulk on it. And some had dried, so just getting my favorite cleaning tool there, the scraper, to clean any of it off. And like I said before, I didn't have any floats or anything to press down against, so I just put a paper towel so I didn't end up scraping it with the metal square. So that's in there nice and firm. It's in there nice and flat, flush against the wall. Now we're going to seal the cracks with the adhesive / caulk. So I'm just doing my best with the angle that I've got to squeeze it down into the cracks to make sure that that it gets and penetrates it deeply enough so it's not just a thin layer of caulk around it. The last thing you want is just a thin veneer that's going to split open on you later. So we are trying to press that. It's hard to tell, but we are trying to press that down into the cracks and crevices there. And I was quite surprised at the ease of which to use this. The consistency is that it's thinner than a caulk, almost a little bit more runny or watery. Dries and feels about the same, but a little bit thinner and easier to work with. I ended up buying 2 tubes because I wasn't sure how much it was going to take. I did have another tile that I needed to adhere with it, but that tube, I used about 50% of the tube would be my guess on that 8x8 tile there. And now we're just cleaning up and going to scrape the excess, wipe the excess, and scrape it off as well. And that's it. Very easy, and again, simple fix, to use the term of the glue and the caulk there that we had. But very happy with that product, and it ended up being nice and secured to it.